fleas?
When I see lots of bugs, I start to get itchy. So if you see me itching, just don't mind it. Well, coming up in our next hour of Good Morning Northwest, the victim in the fatal shooting at a fast food restaurant in Ellensburg has now been identified. And some Ellensburg residents are skeptical about the effectiveness of proposed changes to Craigs Hill. Plus, meteorologist Tiffany Savona has your full weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. The time is 5:59 on Tuesday, March 19th. It's officially the first day of spring, or it begins tonight. Let's check on that with your meteorologist, Tiffany Savona. Tiffany, what temperatures are we seeing, and when exactly does spring begin?
6 tonight. That's when the sun's direct rays will be right over the equator. We call it the vernal equinox. We have about equal day light and equal nighttime. Now our daylight hours are around 12 hours and 8 minutes, give or take a little bit. We're gaining about 3 minutes of daylight a day. Now, as we take a look at our sunrise and sunset, sunrise at 7 o'clock, 7:09 is your sunset this evening. Now, temperatures are starting off in the upper 30s, and we do have a lot of 40s out there too. So 37 in the Tri-Cities, 38 in Hermiston, and then Walla Walla, we're at 49, 44 in Pendleton, and 41 in Yakima. So today in Tri-Cities, we'll warm up pretty quickly. 67 by noon, 78 degrees by 5 o'clock. So I do think we'll break that record of 77. In Yakima, 44 by 8, 66 at 12, 76 by 5, and that record high of 78 will be close, but we'll probably end up just below it. And in Walla Walla, starting off in the upper 40s this morning, upper 60s by noon, 74 by 5, so I think there's a good chance we break that old record of 71. Our cooling trend begins tomorrow. We'll let you know when temperatures drop back down into the 50s for highs coming up in a bit. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. And we're learning more about a shooting on Friday outside an Ellensburg fast food restaurant that left one young man dead and another on the run. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell spoke to the Kittitas County coroner about the victim in this case.
The victim was shot just outside the restaurant behind me around noon on Friday, and now we know his name, Christian Guthrie.
21 years old, from Ellensburg. He died at our local hospital emergency room.
Coroner Nick Henderson says this was the first homicide of the year for Kittitas County.
The Jack in the Box is right at Main Street and University Way, which can't get more downtown than that.
He says next of kin have been notified and an autopsy is scheduled for Tuesday morning.
We'll recover the bullets during the autopsy, and that'll tell us what kind of gun it was. But he was shot twice.
Police believe the shooter to be a 17-year-old boy who knew the victim. A warrant has been issued for his arrest, but he's still at large, and police are investigating people they believe are helping him avoid arrest. The public is on the lookout for him, but all they have to go off of is the initial description of the suspect, someone with facial tattoos and dark hair styled in a mullet. Community members have been asking for the suspect's name and photo, but investigators say because he's a juvenile, under state law, they can't release more information about him. Police have set up a tip line encouraging anyone with information in this case to call 509-517-6265 and leave a voicemail with their tip, or submit an anonymous tip on their website. Central Washington University is just 2 blocks away, and after shots were fired, sent out a notice to students to shelter in place. The university president has now put out a statement on the shooting, and we have that on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. Reporting in Ellensburg, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Emily. And a former Yakima police officer has been arrested after an alleged domestic violence incident early yesterday evening. According to Yakima PD, Yakima police officers were dispatched for a domestic violence report in the area of 74th and Summit View. Police say that officers were advised there was a firearm involved in the altercation. Officers arrived and arrested a 53-year-old man on multiple charges. The suspect left the Yakima Police Department in September of 2022. And Yakima County is reporting the death of another inmate at the Yakima County Jail. It's the second death at the facility in less than a week. And according to the Yakima County Department of Corrections, Melissa Gardy was found unresponsive in her cell on March 14th, just before 6 p.m. The call for help went out shortly after, but Gardy was declared dead at 6:43 p.m. Authorities said she had been in the jail since June 4th of 2023, and according to the Department of Corrections, the death was unexpected, and the Yakima Police Department was called to begin the investigation. The Yakima County Department of Corrections is also doing its own investigation. And the Walla Walla Fire Department made quick work of a fire at Nelson Irrigation on Sunday. Shortly before 9 p.m., fire crews answered a call from employees at Nelson Irrigation reporting that a piece of machinery was on fire. Employees said they had tried to put out the fire by using a fire extinguisher, but the flames continued to grow out of control. Firefighters say when they arrived, the machinery was on fire heavily, and crews went to work putting out the fire. It was out not long after 9 p.m.
Fire can grow pretty fast and pretty rapidly, so for them to get there as quick as they possibly can, we kept the fire at a small size actually. It looked like about the size of an SUV inside of a stadium really once we got there. So they were able to put it out quickly. There was still a lot of smoke within the structure that we ventilated, but really we kept the fire damage at a minimum compared to what it could have been.
Nobody was hurt, and fire officials said it appeared the fire started due to an overheated hydraulic pump. The damage to the machinery is estimated to be $100,000. Erosion over time on Craig's Hill is causing rocks and sediment to fall from the slope onto the access road to the Kittitas County Fairgrounds. City staff say they've pared the master plan to address the erosion down to the bare minimum. These are things like adding retaining walls, a paved pathway along the cliffside, also restrooms and viewing areas. Also ensuring there's no loss of parking for the nearby American Legion. But there's been a mixed reaction to these proposed changes. If the council votes to move forward, park staff will start the next phase of development and design. If not, they'll choose a new direction.
Whether to go back to the drawing board and try to come up with a different plan, or if this is something that they are not going to pursue at this, that's going to be left up to the council's discretion.
The council vote took place last night. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell will have the full details on our website and later on in the show. Also, the city of Yakima successfully defended its best tasting water title as it recently took first place in the 2024 Central Washington Best Tasting Water Contest. Entries in this year's competition included Richland, Pasco, Kennewick, Walla Walla, Yakima, and the Nob Hill Water Association. The city of Yakima now advances to the next part of the contest, which is held in Spokane on May 1st through the 3rd. And straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a new medical report shows abortions rose in the first full year post-Dobbs, suggesting the focus on access or lack thereof since then could be why. And looking outside, temperature has dropped a few degrees. It's now 37 degrees, and the sunrise is in less than an hour now at 7 a.m. this morning. And we'll be back with more headlines right after this.
Indulge in Legends Casino's seafood buffet experience. Discover a feast of premium crab legs, succulent shrimp, and an array of delectable ocean-inspired dishes. Elevate your evenings with Legends Seafood Buffet every Thursday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m.
The reality, the struggles of infertility. Now this week, GMA's Rebecca Jarvis with real answers.
This is something deeply personal to me and so many women across our country. That's why I'm so happy to be bringing you this series. It's all about family.
It's the wall-to-wall sale at Furniture Row, and that means every sofa, dining table, and bed is on sale. Find sofas with clean contemporary styling to laid-back premium comfort, dining tables with rustic farmhouse charm, to sophisticated polished marble tops, beds with retro industrial style, and two-tone cottage charm. Save up to 50% on select Tempur-Adapt mattresses, plus 5 years no-interest financing. Shop today and save during the wall-to-wall sale, only at Furniture Row.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Here at the clinic, we stay up to date on the latest research, and we offer cutting-edge therapies. We treat a number of different conditions, specifically Parkinson's disease, stroke recovery, traumatic brain injury, fibromyalgia, diabetes. We also treat folks dealing with cognitive decline due to aging.
We all have dreams and ideas about how life is going to be, and then life happens, and it's not necessarily what we pictured. So how do we deal with that? I've lived with multiple sclerosis for years, It's realizing that it's all one system. How do you reset your goals so that you can live a happy, healthy life even with chronic illness? And I can attest, yes, you can. My life is incredibly happy.
We first start by improving oxygen utilization in the cells because healthy cells are well oxygenated. We then work towards improving areas of the brain that are inefficient, and for this we use a number of different modalities. We offer oxygen contrast therapy, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, transcranial photobiomodulation, and our latest addition, brain high-intensity interval training.
We also build a schedule for the patient that makes it easy to adapt their game plan to their lives and the therapies they do inside the clinic. To get started, call 509-783-5465 and schedule an appointment with a client advocate today.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In health news across the country, state bans and restrictions seek to decrease the level of abortions. But two new reports suggest the increased focus on access might be contributing to a rise. Amy Kiley has more details.
A report out today indicates more than 1 million abortions happened last year. That marks the highest rate in over a decade. It's from a sexual and reproductive rights think tank and indicates a 10% climb between 2020 and last year. That's despite the Supreme Court Dobbs decision falling in between. The Guttmacher Institute attributes the jump to a greater focus on increasing access.
We've seen nearly 100% increase in patients coming here from outside of our state.
Given state bans, some patients travel for an abortion, others don't even leave home. A second Guttmacher report posted today indicates medication accounted for almost 2/3 of abortions last year. In some states, the pills are available by mail without visiting a clinic, but that could change. Several physicians are suing the FDA over the abortion drug mifepristone. They allege the agency ignored safeguards when making it easier to get. That case is pending in the Supreme Court, which accepted it last year.
The safety profile on this drug is good, if not better, than when it was originally reviewed.
Meanwhile, abortion battles continue at the state and federal level and on the campaign trail. Here's President Joe Biden speaking yesterday when signing an executive order on women's health.
Those bragging about overturning Roe v. Wade have no clue about the power of women.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
In related news, online sales for the U.S.'s first over-the-counter birth control pill started yesterday. And the Washington State Department of Health released new guidelines Monday on what people should do if they're sick with an upper respiratory virus. They're recommending that people can return to normal activities once their symptoms start improving and their fever has been gone for at least 24 hours. COVID-19 can be contagious for 5 to 10 days after getting sick. The flu can be contagious for 5 to 7 days, and RSV can be contagious for 3 to 8 days. So you can still be contagious even if you start to feel better. And the Department of Health recommends taking extra precautions for 5 days after returning to normal activities. And that consists of wearing a mask, improving the airflow and filtration in your home, washing your hands and cleaning surfaces frequently. Also physically distancing yourself and getting tested, especially if you're going to be working indoors with other people. And to protect high-risk people, DOH says to stay away from them for 10 days after your symptoms start or for 10 days after testing positive for COVID or until getting a negative COVID result. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is warning about a global uptick in measles. This health alert comes as the spring and summer travel season kicks off. The CDC is calling on doctors to encourage vaccinations, especially for children traveling internationally. The U.S. eliminated measles as an endemic, but some imported cases are seen annually. So far this year, there have been 58 cases in 17 jurisdictions. Among the states where measles has been reported, that includes Arizona, Florida, California, and Pennsylvania. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, the city of Pasco is getting ready to launch a new community initiative that lets residents try their hand at gardening. Riley Fitzgerald tells us all about it next. And looking outside, temperature is 37 degrees. Sunrise is at 7 this morning. Meteorologist Tiffany Savona will have more details like how hot we're going to get today, and that is when we come back.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Guess that's what American Family Insurance is for. He's the wise twin.
Save up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto insurance today.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the rain and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Call today to receive 0% financing on approved credit.
So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Are you a good doctor? I think you are.
Our lives will never be the same again. They'll be better.
The Good Doctor, new tonight on ABC.
Good news. For years, Washington Realtors embraced some of the most consumer-friendly practices in the nation, putting fairness and transparency at the heart of the home buying process, providing clients with the duties of their real estate broker in the transaction, along with a written agreement explaining the cost of brokerage services, and receiving and signing this agreement up front. Now, these principles are not just industry standard, they're state law. Transparency in real estate, brought to you by Washington Realtors. Is your broker a realtor?
Your risk of getting colon cancer increases as you age. So talk to your primary care provider about screening and learn more at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Prosser Digestive Health Center at Prosser Memorial Health reminds us that colon cancer screening saves lives. This is how we care.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Guess that's what American Family Insurance is for. He's the wise twin.
Save up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto insurance today.
A Connell woman dies after 3 days in the Franklin County Jail.
It could have been prevented if they just would have cared one little bit.
Now this lawyer is fighting for her dignity.
Everybody's life has value.
Apple Valley News Now at 6 Wednesday.
I'm craving the meatballs that you make. Can you make me some meatballs?
I'll get right on it this weekend. So I've got that to look forward to.
Next 5, Megan Trainor and Abbott Elementary's Lisa Ann Walter.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
The Centennial Trail. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
Good morning and welcome back. Hope everyone is having a good start to their Tuesday. Happy first day of spring, even though it's felt like spring since the weekend here across the Columbia Basin. Now, spring officially begins at 8:06 tonight. That's what we call the vernal equinox, and the average high and the average low for the Tri-Cities today, 60 degrees is the average high, 34 average low. We're going to be much warmer than that average high. In fact, we could break records in some locations. So as we talked about the vernal equinox, Earth is tilted on its axis at 23.5 degrees. Now the tilt gives us our seasons, and today Earth's axis is tilted neither toward nor away from the sun. So the direct rays of the sun hitting the equator, so we typically have about equal day and equal night. In fact, I just looked it up. We have about 12 hours and 8 minutes of daylight here in the Tri-Cities, with a sunrise at 7 o'clock and sunset at 7:09. And these late sunsets on these warm evenings allow you to get outside and enjoy the warm weather after work. Temperatures have dropped to 37 in Tri-Cities, 41 in Connell, 41 at Hanford, 41 in Yakima, 40 in Dayton, and not quite as cold in Walla Walla. We're sitting at 49 degrees. Winds are light. Winds will stay light today, all thanks to this area of high pressure directly overhead. Still in control today. Today will likely be the warmest day of the week and will likely break records in some locations. Tomorrow, we start to see that high pressure weaken and shift farther south. So our cooling trend begins, but don't get me wrong, tomorrow is still going to be a pretty nice day with highs still in the 70s. Notice that area of low pressure getting closer to the coast tomorrow, and then it'll bring some showers to the coastal areas and even the higher elevations as we head into Thursday. But I think Thursday, we're going to be mainly dry with those rain chances returning for most of us on Friday. Today, record highs look likely with highs in the mid to upper 70s across the board. This is a degree or two higher than what it felt like yesterday. So let's talk about those records. We're forecasting 78 in the Tri-Cities. I think we'll get there. The record to beat is 77. So if we do get there, we'll have a new record. Yakima, 76. The old record back in 1947, 78. That'll probably be on the safe side. Walla Walla, 74. So the old record of 71 is going to be in jeopardy. And Hermiston, 77. Your old record of 80 degrees will probably stand. So this 7-day forecast in the Tri-Cities showing that we cool tomorrow, but it's still really nice. 72, 67 Thursday. That's still above average with more clouds. A few showers possible Friday night. Better chances for rain area-wide Saturday and Sunday. No bad timing with the rain on the weekend. 76 today for the first day of spring in Yakima. 69 tomorrow. 64 with more clouds Thursday. And then a few showers possible Friday with better chances on Saturday. Walla Walla, we're in the 70s today. Tomorrow, back in the 60s. Slight chance for a shower on Thursday. Better chances Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hermiston, 77 today. Enjoy it. We're in the lower 70s tomorrow with a lot of sun. And then upper 60s Thursday with better chances for rain arriving this weekend. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. And spring officially begins today or tonight, and people interested in embracing their green thumbs have a chance to do that in Pasco this spring. Riley Fitzgerald joins us live in studio this morning. Good morning, Riley. How can people get involved if they're interested in one of the City of Pasco's community garden beds?
Good morning, Jessica. The City of Pasco's community garden program is currently getting ready near Kurtzman and Palomino parks. Both parks are in close proximity to apartment complexes or spaces where people may not be able to have their own gardens. Recreation Services Manager Brent Kubalik says there are some spots open, but they do fill up quickly.
We have our regular repeats coming back every year. Again, like I said, there's the apartment complex right by there, and a lot of them, they love that opportunity and come back year after year. We do have some open spots every year for new people, but most years the beds fill up.
The community gardens at Kurtzman Park have been open for about a decade now, and this is the second year that people have been able to use the gated gardens at Palomino Park. Kubalik says once you sign up, there's going to be a meeting to get the keys.
When you sign up, we have a garden kickoff meeting, so we invite everybody to come out. You get assigned which garden is yours. They're numbered garden beds. They're about 4x8, 4x10 section, and then we check out a key to you for the gate.
And that event is happening on the last day of this month. Registration is open now. Find out how you can get involved on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com. In studio, I'm Riley Fitzgerald. Jessica, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Riley. And when we return on Good Morning Northwest, there are new allegations in the case of Corey Richens, the Utah mother accused of killing her husband, Eric, by poisoning him with fentanyl, then writing a children's book on dealing with grief. Details on that next.
I've been with U.S. Cellular for years now, and I think I'm their biggest fan. They asked me to tell you about their special customer event, Us Days. Us Days means exclusive deals just for us customers.
Us Days at U.S. Cellular. Get up to $1,200 to upgrade to any new phone. At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through March 31st, receive rebates up to $1,600 off on a new Daikin Fit system and thermostat when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
If you're hurt at work, your life can go into a downward spiral.
You're injured. You can't work. Your bills are piling up.
But winning workers' comp benefits isn't easy.
You're the underdog.
We'll fight labor and industries to get you the workers' compensation benefits you deserve.
If you were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411 for a free consultation. Bothwell and Hamill. Are you looking for a new car that's sporty, reliably fun, with great fuel efficiency? Check out the new 2024 Kia Soul LX at Overturf Kia. New Kia Soul LX models start at just $20,990. Choose from 6 at this price. Plus, get 4.99% interest for up to 60 months. Take delivery today or reserve a car that's on its way. Shop online anytime at overturfkia.com. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
The Medicare Annual Wellness Visit is a crucial step for seniors, and here at the Pacific Clinic, we are proud to offer it with 100% coverage from Medicare. During your visit, our dedicated healthcare team will work closely with you to develop a personalized long-term preventative care plan.
We believe in taking the time to educate our patients about their health. We genuinely care about your well-being.
Your life is exciting and deserves to be celebrated. We are here to help you stay healthy and enjoy life.
Call 509-783-5465 today and be scheduled as early as next week. Play hard, live well at the PC.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get a new phone without having to trade in your old one.
Trade you my PB&J for that phone.
No, kid, you don't have to trade. See, $830 off any phone at US Cellular. No trade-in needed.
Boom. Chocolate milk.
I'll take the chocolate milk.
US Cellular, built for us.
After this woman died in lockup, should local jails do more to protect inmates? Wednesday.
Welcome back. New details in the case of a Utah wife, mother, and children's book author charged with murdering her husband. Court documents show investigators now believe Corey Richens' mother may have been involved in the alleged poison plot. Here's ABC's Derek Dennis.
This morning, new allegations in the case of Corey Richens, the Utah mother accused of killing her husband, Eric, by poisoning him with fentanyl, then writing a children's book on dealing with grief. Investigators now claim Richens may have had help from her mother, Lisa Darden. Darden spoke about the case late last year and claimed Eric may have accidentally overdosed on his own.
I believe Eric may have gotten pain pills and didn't realize that they had fentanyl in them. If you knew Corey, she would never ever do this, not only to Eric, but to those boys.
Newly unsealed documents reveal Lisa Darden was living with a woman back in 2006 who also died suddenly from an overdose. Investigators now say, based on Lisa Darden's proximity to her partner's suspicious overdose death, it is possible she was involved in planning and orchestrating Eric's death. Corey Richens' attorney responded, saying the fact that Ms. Darden's significant other was one of the millions that suffered from and ultimately succumbed to opioid addiction is hardly suspicious. It is tragic and unfortunately quite common. But the similarities may go beyond overdoses. Investigators say Darden benefited from her partner's life insurance policy, just like Richens allegedly tried to do when investigators say she changed Eric's life insurance policy months before his death. Richens has pleaded not guilty to all charges, her attorney also defending Richens' mother, saying the fact that Ms. Darden was the beneficiary of her romantic partner's life insurance policy is also not unique. It only demonstrates that her circumstances are no different than most families in America.
Richens is due in court today in a separate case accused of assaulting her sister-in-law. As for Richens' mother, she has not been charged with any crime. And coming up on Good Morning Northwest, former President Trump is facing new backlash for comments saying that Liz Cheney and the January 6th committee should be jailed. Also, another government shutdown is looming once again as Congress is feeling the pressure to get a deal done before Friday's deadline.
Playing a career-spanning full-band electric set. ThirdEyeBlind.com.
Suffering from middleman mattress markup malaise? You have no idea. Then ditch the distributor
and shop factory direct savings at Denver Mattress instead. And during the March mattress sale, everything is on sale, like the Summit Queen, now only $332.49. Or check out the Doctor's Choice Plush for only $759.99. Plus 5 years no interest and free shipping. Say no to the middleman mattress markup malaise and shop Denver Mattress today, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
To see if you qualify for Hanford worker compensation, please call Smart Law for a free consultation at 1-877-630-1122. Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses, including neurological, respiratory and heart conditions, cancers, and beryllium-related disorders. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Call Smart Law at 1-877-630-1122 for Hanford worker compensation. Smart Law in Yakima and Tri-Cities.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Navigating a real estate transaction can be overwhelming, from finding the right property to navigating the closing process. That's why a successful real estate transaction requires a team of professionals. At Windermere, our team consists of experienced realtors to guide you through the process, an in-house marketing team to maximize your home's exposure, transaction coordinators to ensure accuracy throughout the transaction, and a network of local industry experts. With Windermere on your side, you can have peace of mind and confidence in your real estate journey.
The Honda you want is here, so drive in the moment with the versatile CR-V or Accord. Both named a Car and Driver 10 Best. And when you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2023 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
The Centennial Trail. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, former President Trump's lawyers have disclosed in a court filing that he has failed to secure a roughly $500 million bond in a civil fraud case in New York a week before it comes due. And Congress is under pressure to avert another shutdown as Friday's deadline quickly approaches. Plus, meteorologist Tiffany Savona has your full weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Dalal. The time is 6:31 on Tuesday, March 19th. Happy almost official first day of spring. We'll check in right away on your forecast with meteorologist Tiffany Savona. Tiffany, it's cold right now, but it's gonna get warmer.
Very warm, Jessica. We could break record highs today in some locations. In fact, we tied the record high yesterday in Walla Walla, 72, and Hermiston, 75. Tri-Cities and Yakima, it was still a warm day for you, but you stayed below those record high temperatures. Today, I think that's going to be a different story. Right now, we're down to 37 in Tri-Cities, 38 in Hermiston. Those are the cooler spots. Otherwise, we're at 41 in Prosser, 40 in Toppenish, 49 in Walla Walla. So the kids, again, will need the hoodie in the morning, but then they can get rid of any layers this afternoon. 44 around drop-off, 67 by the time they head out to recess, 75 as they're heading home. So I think the kids are going to want to play outside this afternoon. And this evening, if you want to fire up the grill, go ahead, because by 7 o'clock, the sun is still up. It doesn't set until 7:09, but we're still warm, 74. Temperatures will start to drop, though, after sunset, as by 9 o'clock, we're down into the lower 60s. Today will be the warmest day of the week, and then our cooling trend begins tomorrow. So we'll let you know when temperatures drop into the 50s and when those rain chances return, coming up in a little bit. Jessica, back to you.
Thank you, Tiffany. Former President Trump is facing a possible financial crisis. He's having trouble finding the money to post bond in a civil fraud judgment. He's found liable for inflating the value of his properties to get favorable loans. A judge ordering him to post a $464 million bond, and now his lawyers are calling it a practical impossibility to raise the money. ABC's Perry Russum has more.
Former President Trump's lawyers say securing the money to pay the $464 million bond is a practical impossibility. Trump's lawyers say they're facing insurmountable difficulties after approaching more than 30 insurance companies for help and being rejected each time. The issue being Trump does not have enough cash on hand, and the insurance companies would not take his properties as collateral. Trump was found liable for fraudulently inflating the value of his properties to get favorable bank loans. Trump is appealing the ruling and has until next week to secure a bond.
We are prepared to make sure that the judgment is paid to New Yorkers.
If Trump does not find the money, New York Attorney General Letitia James could ask the court to start seizing his properties. This comes as Trump faces more backlash for his latest incendiary remarks, saying yesterday Jews who vote Democrat should be ashamed and hate Israel. On Sunday, Trump wrote online that former Congresswoman Liz Cheney and other members of the January 6th committee should go to jail. And on Saturday at a rally in Ohio,
please rise for the horribly and unfairly treated January 6th hostages.
Trump paid tribute to those who attacked the Capitol on January 6th and used the word bloodbath when describing what would happen to the auto industry if he's not elected. Trump insisting he was not talking about political violence, saying, "I was simply referring to imports allowed by crooked Joe Biden, which are killing the automobile industry."
As for the Jews who vote Democrat should be ashamed statement, Biden's campaign says the only person who should be ashamed is Trump. And Biden's team is accusing Trump of having an affection for violence and a thirst for revenge. And on Monday, the Supreme Court declined to review a ruling that removed a New Mexico official from office over the Capitol attack. The appeal to the High Court came from convicted January 6th Capitol rioter and former Otero County Commissioner Couy Griffin. Griffin, who founded the group Cowboys for Trump, was removed from office in 2022 for actions on January 6th. He was the first elected official kicked out of office under the 14th Amendment's insurrectionist ban.
They are not patriots. They are domestic terrorists who attacked the United States Capitol and intended to do great harm and resulted in the deaths and severe injuries for many people in the Capitol Police. Anyone who believes those people are patriots, anyone who believes that is completely deranged.
The Supreme Court's move means the ruling barring Griffin from office will stand. The case was similar to the one the High Court recently decided involving former President Donald Trump, and the court unanimously ruled this month that Trump could not be kicked off Colorado's 2024 ballot due to his remarks before the January 6th attack. Lawmakers are scrambling to avoid a partial shutdown ahead of a federal government funding deadline that's just days away. Congress spent months averting shutdowns at the 11th hour with stopgap bills. It finally passed a package of 6 bills in early March to fund a slate of government agencies for the rest of the fiscal year. But a number of key government operations still need to be funded by the end of the day Friday. They include the Departments of Defense, Homeland Security, Labor, Health and Human Services, Education, State, and the legislative branch. Homeland Security has proven to be a particularly thorny issue in the funding fight amid partisan disagreements over border policy. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Lottery Watch is officially back on as a pair of jackpots inch closer and closer to that $1 billion mark. Even it just got light out of nowhere out there. Temperature is 37 degrees, but it's gonna get pretty warm. It'll be the warmest day of the week. Meteorologist Tiffany Savona will tell us more in that first alertful forecast, and that is coming up shortly.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1. From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Atomic Health pays me to do the in-home, I guess, nursing or the things I do to help out, so we don't need a nurse. Meds, cooking, cleaning, getting them to doctor's appointments, picking up prescriptions, whatever else needs to be done. So at least once a month or whenever I need her, Sarah, or whatever nurse is available, comes to our house. If I have a worry that I'm not sure if he needs to go to the doctor, she comes and advises me and does an assessment and tells me if there's anything I need to do different, or I don't know that I could do this without him.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not.
Spectrum Internet delivers with fast and reliable speeds nationwide, so there's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum. Now get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi and a Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line free for 12 months. Visit Spectrum.com or call 844-242-1479. Spectrum Internet offers speed and reliability, while advanced Wi-Fi gives you best-in-class security and privacy for all your connected devices. And Spectrum Mobile delivers unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G included. Switch now and get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 with advanced Wi-Fi and one line of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited free for 12 months. Start saving today. Go to Spectrum.com, a Spectrum store, call 844-242-1479, or scan to call now.
It's time to play Get to Know the Raptors and Alice. Favorite food?
Pizza, duh. Ribeye steak, rare.
A bowl of cantaloupe the size of a swimming pool.
Favorite triple play attraction?
2 words, arcade. The entire Raptor Reef Indoor Water Park.
Zipline. It's great for talking with guests.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Cantaloupe, really?
Steak, really?
It's an awesome trail that runs more than 60 miles from North Idaho and into Washington.
What a beautiful recreational resource we have. Celebrate it and enjoy it.
Fly the Northwest on the Centennial Trail. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight.
I'm craving the meatballs that you make. Can you make me some meatballs?
I'll get right on it this weekend, so I've got that to look forward to.
Next 5, Megan Trainor and Abbott Elementary's Lisa Ann Walter.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In some money news, the dream is still alive. Yes. So no one took home last night's $635 million Powerball jackpot, meaning there's still a chance for me and for you. And the jackpot now sits at an estimated $687 million. If there's a winner this time, they can take the total $687 million spread out over 29 annual payments or a lump sum worth more than $327 million. Meanwhile, tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $875 million. And as usual, I will be going to buy my lotto ticket. I will not give up. Maybe one day, maybe, not really. Well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, the early onset of spring is taking its toll as the changing weather impacts everything from animals to allergies. We dive into that next. And looking outside, getting real light out there. The sunrise is at 7 this morning and temperature is 37 degrees, but it will get warmer. We'll tell you more about it in that first alert full forecast with meteorologist Tiffany Savona, and that is next.
6 o'clock, bogey.
Did you say burger? Because I could go for a burger.
I'm not talking about burger.
Roger that. Fire now. Need burger? Get burger! Spicy Western Bacon Cheeseburger, only at Carl's Jr.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum. Spectrum Internet offers speed and reliability, while advanced Wi-Fi gives you best-in-class security for all your connected devices. And Spectrum Mobile delivers unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G included. Switch now and get Spectrum Internet for $49.99, plus advanced Wi-Fi and one Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line free for 12 months. Start saving today. Visit Spectrum.com, a Spectrum store, or scan to call now.
The Honda you want is here. Drive in the moment with the rugged and capable Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. Find your adventure with great offers now available on the Honda you want. All from the 2023 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
Get a great deal on a great-looking lawn and a really comfortable ride. Introducing Kubota Z200 Series mowers with a new K-Ride comfort system. Designed to optimize your ride so you have everything you need to glide your way to a perfectly manicured lawn. Right now, get a Kubota Z200 mower for 0 down, 0% APR for 48 months.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at GoKubota.com.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Knowing these laws sets my truck wreck team apart. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Hit by a big truck? Our team knows truck wrecks and how to win for you. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to bruxnightguard.com and order yours today.
Oh boy, look at that Carl's Jr. burger. Bacon, jalapenos, beef, cheese, bacon, beef. $5 on the app? What? Another burger. Lettuce, cheese, melty, delicious pickle. You gotta be kidding. Barbecue sauce, strip, crunchy onion rings. $5? I'm burger rich. Need burger? Get burger.
After this woman died in lockup, should local jails do more to protect inmates? Wednesday. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Northwest on this Tuesday. Happy first day of spring. Now the spring equinox or the vernal equinox, whichever one you want to call it, officially begins at 8:06 tonight. That's when the sun's direct rays will be over the equator. We'll have about equal day and equal night today, and that's the case for all locations. Now the sunrise is at 7 and the sunset is at 7:09, so a little over 12 hours of daylight and a little under 12 hours for nighttime. The average high today, 60 degrees. The average low, 34. We're going to be well above average this afternoon. And there's that official sunrise and sunset, 7 a.m., 7:06 this evening for that sunset. And what a beautiful start to your Tuesday. The sun almost above the horizon, but we are clear as a bell this morning. Temperatures have dropped due to that clear sky and light winds overnight. We're down to 37 in Tri-Cities, 39 at Hanford, 36 Moses Lake, 32 in Ellensburg, colder there, 41 Yakima, and 49, not nearly as cold along the foothills of the Blues. Our weather pattern shows that high pressure is still in control today. In fact, today will be the warmest day of the week. That high starts to shift a little bit farther south tomorrow, so our cooling trend begins, and that next area of low pressure will move onshore tomorrow, bringing rain to coastal areas, and as it moves over portions of Washington, Idaho, and Montana, it could bring a little bit of light rain to the mountainous areas, but we're going to keep it dry here in the Columbia Basin, but we will trend a little bit cooler. Today, we're looking at highs in the mid to upper 70s once again, similar to yesterday, but a degree or two warmer. In fact, I do think we'll break record highs in some locations, not all, but in the Tri-Cities, I think we're going for it. 78 degrees is the forecast, 77 record high set back in 1934. So I think we're going to do it in the Tri-Cities. Yakima forecasting 76, the record to beat 78. I think we'll end up just below that. Walla Walla, you have a good chance of breaking that old record of 71 because we're forecasting 74. And Hermiston, that record of 80 will probably remain on the safe side as we're forecasting 77 for you, but still above that average high of 60 today. Now tonight we're going to have mainly clear skies, so I think you will be able to view the ISS as it passes overhead. However, it is going to be rather low in the sky just above the horizon. 40 degrees above the horizon, duration in the past 6 minutes, and you want to check it out at 8:18. That's when the pass will begin. Tomorrow, we are cooler, but it's still really nice this time of year. 72 in the Tri-Cities, 71 Hermiston, 70 Walla Walla, and we drop to the upper 60s in the Yakima Valley. 7-day forecast showing that highs in the 60s return Thursday with more clouds. A few showers possible Thursday night in the Tri-Cities. Better chances for more widespread rain Saturday and Sunday, and it will be turning cooler. I know, bad timing with the weekend. We get the rain and the cooler weather. Yakima 76 today, 69 tomorrow, 64 with more clouds Thursday, and then a few showers possible late Friday. Better chances for rain on Saturday. Walla Walla, we're in the 70s today and tomorrow. Slight chance for a shower Thursday in Walla Walla and Hermiston, and then better chances return Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. And spring arrives tonight, as we've been telling you all morning. But in many parts of the country, including here, it feels like spring already sprung weeks ago. The shifting start of the season is causing a host of new problems, from more bugs and bears to more pain for allergy sufferers like myself. ABC's Lionel Moise has more.
The calendar says spring arrives tonight, but from the deep south to the upper Midwest, it feels like spring really sprung weeks ago. This winter was the warmest on record for the lower 48 states. Average temperatures in Wisconsin were nearly 10 degrees above normal. The deep red areas on this map show where plants sprouted their leaves up to 3 weeks earlier than normal. The cherry blossoms in Washington have already hit peak bloom 2 weeks earlier than normal. While most of us welcome the sun and the flowers, an early spring comes with consequences.
We've had a really warm winter and spring, and that's really kicking off our pollen season into a frenzy quite early.
Nearly every region of the country could now see a more intense allergy season.
Earlier and longer pollen seasons are something we need to prepare for. This is something that climate change is going to keep driving in coming years.
From pollen in the air to smoke, this year Texas has already seen its largest wildfire on record. Officials as far north as Minnesota are already warning of a high risk for fires. Part of the problem, the lack of snow, adding to drought and water supply concerns in parts of the country. Maple syrup producers also forced to make changes, tapping trees as early as January. The earlier spring also impacting wildlife.
It is certainly strange in the beginning of February to see so many bears out.
Bears have been waking up from their hibernations earlier. People have already been warned to secure their trash and bird feeders.
Experts say late winter and spring are the times of year seeing the most dramatic climate change, and El Nino is also a factor this year. And we'll be right back with the morning sprint and a final check on your forecast. But first, here's a look at what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, cracking down on what's being called crime tourism.
We have a significant increase in burglaries from organized groups.
Authorities say theft groups are coming in from South America, entering the U.S. on tourist visas to target upscale neighborhoods, breaking into homes, stealing jewelry, cash, and other luxury goods.
They come into this country or many other countries around the world as well on 90-day visas and take advantage of our systems and our laws.
Surveillance video showing 2 different residences being burglarized in Redlands, California. One man shining a flashlight into a dark home, and then at another home nearby. These 3 thieves smashing the window before entering. And we'll have much more on what law enforcement is doing to combat this new trend in thefts coming up at 7 a.m. with your GMA First Look. I'm Kana Whitworth, ABC News, Los Angeles.
When you have moderate to severe eczema, it's okay to show off. With Dupixent, show off your clearer skin and less itch, because you have plenty of reasons to show off your skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, you can stay ahead of your eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after first dose. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time right now is 6:52. We'll get to your first alert forecast in just a moment, but we begin with a look at this morning's top stories. Starting off, the Kittitas County coroner has released the identity of a young man fatally shot shortly on Friday outside a fast food restaurant in Ellensburg. The victim was 21-year-old Christian Guthrie, an Ellensburg resident who suffered more than 1 gunshot wound and died at KVH Hospital. A warrant has been issued for the arrest of the 17-year-old boy suspected of killing Guthrie. And according to police, the suspect and victim knew each other, and this does not appear to be a random act of violence. The coroner said next of kin has been notified and an autopsy is scheduled for this morning. A former Yakima police officer has been arrested after an alleged domestic violence incident early yesterday evening. According to Yakima PD, police officers were dispatched for a domestic violence report in the area of 74th and Summit View. Police say that officers were advised there was a firearm involved in the altercation. Officers arrived and arrested a 52-year-old man on multiple charges. The suspect left the Yakima Police Department in September of 2022. And Yakima County is reporting the death of another inmate at the Yakima County Jail. It's the second death at the facility in less than a week. And according to the Yakima County Department of Corrections, Melissa Gardy was found unresponsive in her cell on March 14th, just before 6 p.m. And the call for help went out shortly after that, but Gardy was declared dead at 6:43 p.m. According to the Department of Corrections, the death was unexpected, and the Yakima Police Department was called to begin the investigation. The County Department of Corrections is also doing its own investigation. The Walla Walla Fire Department made quick work of a fire at Nelson Irrigation Sunday. Fire crews answered a call from employees reporting a piece of machinery was on fire. Crews went to work putting out the fire. Nobody was hurt, and officials said it appeared the fire started due to an overheated hydraulic pump. The damage to the machinery is estimated to be $100,000. Erosion over time on Craig's Hill is causing rocks and sediment to fall from the slope onto the access road to the Kittitas County Fairgrounds. City staff say they've pared the master plan to address the erosion down to the bare minimum. Things like adding retaining walls, a paved pathway along the cliffside, also restrooms and viewing areas, plus ensuring there's no loss of parking for the nearby American Legion. But there's been a mixed reaction to these proposed changes. If the council votes to move forward, park staff will start the next phase of development and design. If not, they'll choose a new direction. The City of Pasco's Community Garden program is currently getting ready near Kurtzman and Palomino parks. The community gardens at Kurtzman Park have been around for about a decade now, and this is the second year people have been able to use the gated gardens at Palomino Park. Both parks are in close proximity to apartment complexes or spaces where people may not be able to have their own gardens. And that's happening on the last day of the month. Registration is open now. Find out how to get involved on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. A new study seeks to answer a major question that affects homeowners in our area. If a wind turbine goes up near your home, will that impact your home's value? Well, after looking at 300 million home sales and 60,000 wind turbines, researchers found that homes within 5 miles of a turbine tend to drop about 1% in value. Closer homes tend to experience a greater drop in value. Another factor is how long the turbine has been there. And after about 10 years, the devaluation disappears almost entirely.
A beautiful start to your Tuesday as the sun is almost above the horizon. Official sunrise here in Richland, 7 o'clock this morning. Look at that sunset, 7:09. These later sunsets are great on these nice warm days. They give you the opportunity to get outside, maybe go for a walk or a bike ride after work. Temperatures are currently in the 30s and 40s. It's a chilly start. You will need the jacket or the sweatshirt this morning. It's 37 in Tri-Cities, 38 in Hermiston, 49 in Walla Walla, and 41 degrees in Yakima. But by this afternoon, we're looking at highs in the mid to upper 70s. So open up those windows, allow the fresh air in. I think some of us will break records today, and I think Tri-Cities, you're one of them. The old record or the current record that stands is 77 degrees. I think we'll break it as we should reach 78 degrees. Spring officially begins at 8:06 this evening, and it's felt like spring over the past few days, but our cooling trend begins tomorrow. Still spring-like tomorrow, though. 72 in the Tri-Cities, 67 more clouds Thursday, then a few showers possible Friday night. Better chances for rain look to be this weekend with the cooler weather. Unfortunately, that weather falling on the weekend. Yakima 76 today, 69 tomorrow. More clouds Thursday, Friday with those better rain chances Saturday and Sunday. Walla Walla 74 today, 70 tomorrow, 60 starting Thursday with a slight chance for a shower and then better chances Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hermiston 77 today, 71 tomorrow, and then those rain chances back in play by the end of the week. So enjoy today. Make those outdoor plans now. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany, and thanks for watching Good Morning Northwest. We'll see you tomorrow.